Let's jump right into The Australian, where the headline says, wages rush risks jump in inflation. Businesses have warned that wage rises without economic reform will drive up inflation and cost jobs, as the Coalition and Labor enshrine plans to boost flagging productivity growth at the heart of their competing election platforms. Anthony Albanese is sharpening his pledge to tackle wage stagnation by promising increased access to childcare, free TAFE courses, cheaper electricity and improved workforce participation, which he argues will drive productivity gains across the economy. Clare, you are in the beating heart of the bubble in Canberra. What is the mood like there? Obviously, we're just a couple of weeks away from a sitting week, a fresh sitting year. What's the vibe like?
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty tense. It's obviously very close now to an election campaign, so we're all but in that mode in everything but the official sense. And I think you've really seen that this week with the way that both leaders have been doing massive media blitzes and getting out and about as much as they can and talking a lot about things that are going to be part of the election, which includes jobs and the economy.
How do you think Albo's policies, given what we saw in 2019, where Bill Shorten came out with a lot of, dare I say, radical policies that weren't really costed appropriately, like things like free cancer treatments and things like that. How did Albo's now in 2022 differ from those? Do you think they're having more cut through with the electorate?
Well, I wouldn't say they're having more cut through, because the stark obvious main difference between what Albanese has done as opposition leader to Bill Shorten is he doesn't really have any. He's had a few signature policies that he's announced to kind of, but in a very deliberate way. I don't mean to say they don't have opinions on things and how the country should be run, but they've made a really deliberate choice that they made from day one of his leadership 2.5 years ago. So in terms of cut through, that is now obviously something that they have to grapple with, because of course he actually hasn't had that much cut through. He's had nothing to talk about. Lucky for him, we had a pandemic. And so no matter what he was going to say, probably wouldn't have been heard anyway. He now though has to really ramp it up sort of into fifth gear and start announcing stuff, so that as Australians who are maybe thinking of switching their vote this time, look at him, they have some idea of what they might get if they vote for him.